Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Surabhyai Namaha Om Surabhyai Namaha Om Surabhyai Namaha Mukham karoti vachalam pangum nangayate girim yat kripat maham bande Shri Gurum Dinataram yat kripat maham bande Shri Gurum Dinataram. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Saturday Bhagavatam class, which is a Caitanya caritāmṛta reading class. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki. We are beginning a new chapter this morning from the Ādi-līlā, chapter 3. Srila Prabhupada has given a brief summary of the chapter. We'll read this. This chapter, let's see, has a total of 114 verses. So it'll take us a few Saturdays to cover this, probably quite a few Saturdays. So in this chapter, the author has fully discussed the reason for the descent of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, after displaying his pastimes as Lord Krishna, thought it wise to make his advent in the form of a devotee to explain personally the transcendental mellow reciprocations of service and love between himself and his servants, friends, parents, and fiancés. According to the Vedic literature, the foremost occupational duty for humanity in this age of Kali is Nama Sankirtana, or congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The incarnation for this age especially preaches this process, but only Krishna himself can explain the confidential loving service performed in the four principal varieties of loving affairs between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Lord Krishna therefore personally appeared with his plenary portions as Lord Chaitanya. As stated in this chapter, only for that purpose did Lord Krishna appear personally in Navadvip in the form of Śrī Krishna Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj has herein presented many authentic or much authentic evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures to substantiate the identity of Lord Chaitanya with Krishna himself. He has described bodily symptoms in Lord Chaitanya that are visible only in the person of the Supreme Lord, and he has proved that Lord Chaitanya appeared with his personal associates like Sri Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, and other devotees to preach the special significance of chanting Hare Krishna. The appearance of Lord Chaitanya is both significant and confidential. He can be appreciated only by pure devotees and only through the process of devotional service. The Lord tried to conceal his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by representing himself as a devotee. But his pure devotees can recognize him by his special features. The Vedas and Puranas foretell the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. But still, he is sometimes called significantly the concealed descent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Advaita Acharya was a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya's father. He felt sorry for the condition of the world because even after Lord Krishna's appearance, no one had interest in devotional service to Krishna. This forgetfulness was so overwhelming that Advaita Prabhu was convinced that no one but Lord Krishna himself could enlighten people about devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Advaita requested Lord Krishna to appear as Lord Chaitanya, offering tulasi leaves and Ganges water. He cried for the Lord's appearance. The Lord, being satisfied by his pure devotees, descends to satisfy them. As such, being pleased by Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya appeared. So in the previous chapter, chapter 2, we have heard very elaborate descriptions by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami about establishing the identity of Krishna taking reference from various shastras. So here Prabhupada is mentioning how, again, based on various statements from different Vedic literatures, the hidden or concealed identity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being established. So, let us begin our reading. Śrī Caitanya Prabhum Bhande Yat Padasraya Viryata Sangri Natya Kara Agyam Siddhanta San Manin. Translation: I offer my respectful obeisances to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu by the potency of the shelter of his lotus feet. Even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of the revealed scriptures. Very nice comparison. Vedic literatures are like gold mines, full of gold, full of gems. And those who give some time to reading and to hearing, they can retrieve these gems from the Vedic literatures. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. That's where it comes from. Text number 2. Translation: all glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. All glories to all of you. Text 3. Tritiya slokera artha kaila vivarana chaturtha sloker artha shuno bhaktagana. I have given the purport of the third verse. Now, O devotees, please listen to the meaning of the fourth with full attention. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is requesting everyone's full attention. So, this verse is actually coming up, verse 4, is a very special verse. It is taken from the Vidagdha Madhava, a drama compiled and edited by Srila Rupa Goswami. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirna kalom samapayitum unato jvala rasam svabhakti sriyam hari purata sundara juti kadamba sandipitaha sada hridaya kandare spuratu vashachi nandanaha. Translation: may that Lord who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Text 5. Purna Bhagavan Krishna Brajendra Kumara Goloke Brajera Saha Nitya Vihara. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Braja, is the Supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Goloka, which includes Brajadham. Purport. In the previous chapter, it has been established that Krishna, the son of Brajendra, the king of Braja, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead with 6 opulences. He eternally enjoys transcendentally variegated opulences on his planet, which is known as Goloka. The eternal pastimes of the Lord in the spiritual planet Krishnaloka are called aprakat, or unmanifested pastimes, because they are beyond the purview of the conditioned souls. Lord Krishna is always present everywhere, but when he is not present before our eyes, he is said to be aprakat, or unmanifested. So in Vrindavan, of course, Vrindavan is that eternal, even this Bhoma Vrindavan, the Vrindavan manifest on our acharyas explain that those very same pastimes that the Lord performed 5,000 years ago are continuing today, because they are Nitya-līlā, eternal pastimes. And those who are especially favored by the Lord, those who are purified in consciousness, can actually enter into those pastimes. Actually, our acharyas also explain that our objective or goal in life as devotees is to actually come to that position of again regaining our, we could say, lost position in those eternal pastimes of the Lord. Text number 6. Brahmara ekadine tinho ekabaro avatirna hana karana prakat bihara. Once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Text 7. Satya Treta Dvapara Kali Chari Yuga Jani Se Chari Yuge Dibya Eka Yuga Mani. We know that there are 4 ages, yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dvapara and Kali. These 4 together comprise one Dibya Yuga. Text 8. Ekattara Chatur Yuge Eka manvantara chauda manvantara brahmara nivasa bhitara. 71 Dibya Yugas. 71 Dibya Yugas constitute one Manvantara. And there are 14 Manvantaras in one day of Brahma. Purport. A Manvantara is a period controlled by one Manu. The reign of 14 Manus equals the length of one day. In bracket, 12 hours. One day is 12 hours. One night is 12 hours. In the life of Lord Brahma, and the night of Brahma is of the same duration. These calculations are given in the authentic astronomy book known as Surya Siddhanta. How many have studied Surya Siddhanta? I didn't study. I don't see many hands up. It's a very deep subject matter that is studied in Gurukula, since we have not attended Gurukula. This book was compiled by the great professor of astronomy and mathematics, Bimal Prasad Datta, later known as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, who was our merciful spiritual master. He was honored with the title Siddhanta Saraswati for writing the Surya Siddhanta, and the title Goswami Maharaj was added when he accepted sannyas, the renounced order of life. At quite a young age, Bimal Prasad Datta, the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, mastered the science of astrology. I don't know if any of you have ever started to read the subject matter. It's quite detailed, quite involved. And in his young age, still he had not accepted sannyas, he was recognized by so many scholars in Calcutta, and they wanted him to actually, they offered him a chair, what they call a chair, a position to teach. He had some other work to do. Text 9. Vaivasvata nama e saptama manvantara sataisha chatur yuga tahara antara. The present Manu, who is the seventh, is called Vaivasvata, the son of Vivasvan. 27 Dibya Yugas. 27 Dibya Yugas. That means 27 times 4,320,000 solar years of his age have now passed. Purport. The names of the 14 Manus are as follows. 1. Swayambhuva. 2. Svarochisha. 3. Uttama. 4. Tamasa. 5. Raivata. 6. Chakshusha. 7. Vaivasvata. 8. Savarni. Savarni. 9. Daksha Savarni, 10 Brahma Savarni, 11 Dharma Savarni, 12 Rudra Putra Rudra Savarni, 13 Rocha or Deva Savarni, and 14 Bhautyaka or Indra Savarni. Text number 10. Astavimsha chaturyuge dvapare rasheshe brajera sahite hai krishnera prakashe. Translation: at the end of the Dwapara Yuga of the 28th Dibya Yuga, Lord Krishna appears on earth with the full paraphernalia of his eternal Brajadham purport. And now is the term of Vaivashvata Manu, during which Lord Chaitanya appears. First, Lord Krishna appears at the close of the Dwapara Yuga of the 28th Dibya Yuga. And then Lord Chaitanya appears in the Kali Yuga of the same Dibya Yuga. Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya appear once in each day of Brahma, or once in 14 Manvantaras, each of 71 Dibya Yugas in duration. From the beginning of Brahma's day of 4,320 million years, 6 Manus appear and disappear before Lord Krishna appears. Thus, God, the numbers. I guess this gets into billions, if not trillions, of years of the day of Brahma elapsed before the appearance of Lord Krishna. This is an astronomical calculation according to solar years. So it means, very briefly, that Lord Krishna does not appear very often, and simultaneously Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also does not appear very often. Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Sringara Charirasa Chari Bhavera Bhakta Yata Krishna Taravasa. This is text 11. Translation: servitude, dasya; friendship, sakya; parental affection, vatsalya; and conjugal love, sringara, are the 4 transcendental mellows, rasas. By the devotees who cherish these 4 mellows, Lord Krishna is subdued. Purport. Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Sringara are the transcendental modes of loving service to the Lord. Shantarasa, or the neutral stage, is not mentioned in this verse. Because we know there are 5 rasas, and now here only 4 are mentioned, so Prabhupada is giving an explanation here. So this Shantaras, which is the first of 5, which is the neutral stage, is not mentioned in this verse because although the Shantarasa, or although in Shantarasa one considers the absolute truth, the sublime, great, one does not go beyond that conception. Shantarasa is a very grand idea for materialistic philosophers, but such idealistic appreciation is only the beginning. It is the lowest among the relationships in the spiritual world. Shantarasa is not given much importance, because as soon as there is a slight understanding between the knower and the known, active, loving, transcendental reciprocations and exchanges begin. Dasya rasa is a basic relationship between Krishna and his devotees. Therefore, this verse considers dasya the first stage of transcendental devotional service. Of course, this is a very involved subject matter. Yesterday we were discussing how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Dasamula Tattva explains the 4 characteristics of the jiva. So before giving that explanation of the jiva, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the 3 tattvas of Krishna. What are the 3 tattvas of Krishna? Be careful. According to the Dasamula Tattva. So one of them is actually being referred to here. Oh, somebody opened the curtain. So the one that the third that is mentioned by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioned here, and he refers to that as Rasa Samudra. Rasa Samudra. That the Lord, He is an ocean of transcendental mellows. Krishna consciousness is about swimming, learning how to swim in the transcendental mellows that are disclosed in the Vedic literatures. These transcendental mellows, we come to know, are directly connected with the nature and identity of each and every jiva, each and every spirit soul. So Krishna, He is the source, He is that ocean, He is the source of all of these mellows. And awakening of Krishna consciousness means awakening to these different mellows. Mellows means loving exchanges. We were reading just a few days ago one letter that was composed by Yashomati Nandan Prabhu. Some of you may remember. Quite a long letter that he wrote to Srila Prabhupada as a young devotee. As a young devotee. And one of the statements he was making, which is very nice, in his letter, expressing his appreciation and his having become very enlivened and enthusiastic. He was mentioning how, having come in contact with you, Srila Prabhupada, I am able to develop, I'm just paraphrasing here, not quoting directly, I'm able to develop real transcendental feelings for you. Rasa is dealing with feelings, beginning especially with dasya, knowing and understanding oneself as a menial and humble servant of the greatest of all personalities, means Krishna. Arjuna's relationship was that of friendship. So dasya sakya rasa. Just a few more things here in the purport. Yes. So Shantarasa is not given much importance because as soon as there is a slight understanding between the knower and the known, active, loving, transcendental reciprocation and exchanges begin. Dasya Rasa is a basic relationship between Krishna and his devotees. And therefore this verse considers Dasya the first stage of transcendental devotional service. So, Rasa Samudra, ocean of transcendental mellows. And the other tattva of Krishna, quality, is referred to as Shaktiman. Shaktiman. He is the origin of all Shakti or energy. And those, of course, are further elaborated. Internal, external, marginal energy. And the first of those three tattvas described by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for Krishna is that he is the Param Tattva. Actually, the Param Ishvara. The Param Ishvara. We are also Ishvara, but we are not Param. We're not the Supreme. Hare Krishna. Nice decoration this morning. Nice decoration every morning, but we don't see it always. Okay, just one or two more verses. Text number 12. Dasa Sakha Pita Mata Kanta Ganalana Braje Krida Kare Krishna Prema Vistahana. Absorbed in such transcendental love, Lord Krishna enjoys in Braja with his devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. That is a special, very, very special, unique feature or quality of the pastimes of Vrindavan, because it is especially in those pastimes, while performing those pastimes, that the Lord exchanges at all levels with his different devotees. So Prabhupada gives a purport here. The descent of Krishna, the descent of Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is very purposeful. In Bhagavad Gita it is said that one who knows the truth about Sri Krishna's descent and his various activities is at once liberated and does not have to fall again to this existence of birth and death after he leaves his present material body. In other words, one who factually understands Krishna makes his life perfect. Imperfect life is realized in material existence in 5 different relationships we share with everyone within the material world. So the wonderful thing is that actually these 5 mellows, or these 5 relationships, exist in the material world, but they are the perverted reflection of the original. Neutrality, servitorship, friendship, filial love, and amorous love between husband and wife, or lover and beloved. These 5 enjoyable relationships within the material world are perverted reflections of relationships with the absolute personality of Godhead in the transcendental nature. That absolute personality, Sri Krishna, descends to revive the 5 eternally existing relationships. Thus he manifests his transcendental pastimes in Braja so that people may be attracted into that sphere of activities and leave aside their imitation relationships with the mundane. Then, after fully exhibiting all such activities, the Lord disappears. Any thoughts? No thoughts. Okay. Jai Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Jai Śrī Prabhupada ki, Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande ki, Hare Krishna.